Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a short video on Windows Movie Maker and all that fun stuff. Basically, my video quality so far has not been great, so I'm trying to kind of edit my way into greatness, which basically I needed to change my video editing software completely because although my video capture software was free, my video editing software was not, and then it wouldn't let me do things, and I was sad. And through a few tears, I was actually able to get Windows Movie Maker up and running on my computer, which you might ask yourself, why would you go through so much trouble for such a silly program to be on your computer? Because Windows Movie Maker is not the greatest thing in the world, but it's very user-friendly, and I'm a brand new user, and I'm sure you are too. So I actually have a handle on it now, and we can do some really cool stuff with it. So why don't we? Alright, so this is kind of cool, isn't it? By the way, I have also figured out how to get me in the corner. Isn't that nice? Watermark coming soon. Okay, so moving on. So this is Windows Movie Maker. Yeah, we'll just exit out. No. And start it all over again. So this is Windows Movie Maker. From the beginning, add videos and folders. Add photos, add videos and photos. Alright, I'm pretty sure I have at least one video in here that I can actually use. Yeah, here we go. Okay, the type of video files that you can use in here are a little bit limited, so make sure that you pay special attention to that. But if it's like .avi or .wmv, which almost everybody uses, you're totally fine. Not even an issue. Alright, so there's my video. Done. And there it goes. Because we're actually going to play with some pictures, because that'll actually get my point across a little bit better. Where are my pics that I can just throw in here? There we are. Open. Alright, now you get to see a whole bunch of photos that I took. Aren't you excited? Alright, so if you're putting a video on here, it's just going to play the video from beginning to end. If you're putting pictures on here like I am, it has so many seconds per frame. You can change that. By going to Video Edit, Duration, you can change each frame to just one. Get what I'm saying? So you can actually make it really flippin' fast if you need to. So like, it's a really good system for if you want to make like either a music video with different photos fading in and out with text in front of it, or also if you want to make just a cute little video of different photos for your family. Great program. But it can do everything I'm about to show you with a plain video showing in the background. Alright? So, my pictures, for all intents and purposes, is video at the moment. And you can do things like add music. Alright, so I have my music file on there. Now, one thing that you can do, which I actually find quite cool, is if you go over here to Project, you can click the Fit to Music button. This does not change the length of your music, it changes the length of your video. So if you're putting pictures on it like I'm doing right now, it will automatically shorten the frame time of each picture to match the music. Now, if you put a video on here, it will do the exact same thing, which I might do a little bit later at the end of this video just to kind of show you, because I'm using Windows Movie Maker to edit this video right here in hopefully not crappy format. Alright, so you can select the video and you can do goofy things. Yeah, back to home. Alright, like adding a title, definitely not the worst idea, and you can tell from adding the title that you can actually already add text to it. And you can adjust this text however you want. You can change outlines, you can change colors, you can change how transparent you want it to look. You can change where it resides in the frame. You can change the font. You can change the boldness. Like, you can just do whatever you want to text in your video. Alright, and you can see that it's already adding a second layer here. So I already, a third layer here. So I have my video, and I have my music, and I have my text. Okay? Now, back to home. If you want, you can record webcam straight from Windows Movie Maker. So if you're just trying to do something short and simple and sweet, that's perfect. If you're trying to do something goofy like putting me over here in the corner, Windows Movie Maker can't do it. Alright? You can also record narration, and this is the other cool thing that you can do. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work right now, but we're going to try it. Well, according to it, I am. So I'm recording narration in the beginning of my film. Alright? Now here's the fun part. I now have 4 layers, okay? I have a layer of video, which can have audio. You can have audio in that video. A layer of music, which is a separate audio file all in itself, a layer of narration, and a layer of text. And those are as many layers as you can add to a video, period. Okay? Like, if you're trying to add another layer of music, it won't let you. You can shorten this music file, and the different edit tools are up here. There we go. So like in the music tools, I can actually shorten it by adjusting the start time with this little guy, and that will actually shorten my music here. I want to put it 5 minutes in, or 5 seconds in, sorry, and that just automatically shorts it. Or you can like go here, and that resets the start point again. That type of thing. I'm going to go back to 0 real quick. There. Okay, so like if I wanted to make another music thing there, I totally could. So I can have different types of music playing in the background. I can only have one type of audio playing with my video, so like whatever video you put on there, you can start editing it, but you're not going to be able to mess with that audio other than fading it in and out, which this is this right here, music volume. You can change the volume of the music in your video from high to low and center. You can also change, if your video has volume, which mine doesn't, it knows that, you can do that. You can change the background color. Your narration, you can change the volume. So like right now, in the very beginning of my first frame here, I can actually make it so that my music has no volume and my narration has some volume, and I can fade in. Fade ins are just slow, medium, fast. There really is no way to really adjust the fade-ins from that. Like I said before, this is kind of a simple program. And you can also fade out. Alright? So, let's go back to the music here. And I can take my little guy here, I can put it past my narration, and I can split it. Split is probably my favorite function that this video can do, or that this program can do. I have officially split my music video, or my music layer, into two. It's not necessarily it's not changing my music video at all, but I can now cut out pieces if I want. I can now insert different pieces wherever I want, like that weird audio thing people do where they repeat over and over again. That's exactly this. They cut out a certain piece, then they just repeat and repeat and repeat. So I can make this part of my audio completely silent like this, and then I can make this part of my audio nice and loud. And I can have it fading in. So, let's see what we got so far. Well, according to it, I am. So I'm recording narration in the beginning of my film. There. So you could kind of see what I did there. It's not the cleanest, sorry, but, you know, it started out by not having any audio in the music, even though I still have a music layer there, and me being able to have my narration come in and to add some text wherever I want. And it works out really well that way. Now, you can also add text to just plain layers in the video if you want. No problem. Actually, here, I think we'll adjust these a little bit so that you can see more of my preview. Alright, so yeah, there's my text right there. And you can adjust it just by adjusting the big fat preview thing. Alright. Yay! Okay, how about we change the color a little bit? I can change the outline. Look at that extra thick outline. I can make it red. Yeah, isn't it great? Red with gray outline. It's what you always wanted. And now you can see it in my fourth layer again. Okay. The narration tool isn't something that you necessarily use a whole lot, but it is nice to have it around. Okay, so back to home. We've talked about the title. You can make up your own titles too, just by kind of adding in a couple of frames of black screens and then having a fade in with your text. The title option just does that for you. So just the credits option does the opposite. It is able to do a lot of automatic things. This auto movie themes basically will take either the video that you put in or whatever photos you put in and kind of automatically make a video for you. I'm not such a big fan because a lot of it can get kind of corny, but if you like it, go right ahead, man. I can change what my background looks like. That's kind of cool. That's actually really kind of cool because the ocean's down here and the sky's up here, but it almost looks the opposite. Sorry. So you can change what direction your video is facing if you want to. Lots of interesting warping things going on. You can just delete different frames. Like for instance, these are all different frames right here. And you can just remove them one at a time. And you can adjust stuff that way. Now, these transition things here, these are actually kind of cool. Here, this one allows a fade in, and I like a good long fade in, so you can see. See how it just kind of faded to the next one then? And, you know, once I pressed play, my preview's running straight ahead, and my music was playing in the background. Hooray! Alright, so, visual effects. Actually, we're going to do this one thing real quick. We are going to completely scrap the project. No, I do not want to save any changes. And we're going to take a new project and we're going to use it with video. Because I'm able to show you a lot of different things with the pictures there, but then there's a couple of things that'll be easier to show you with video. Alright, so just a little video there. Now, you can see with my video here, it's very, it's one unit now. Now here's the part why I like it so much. You can do things like zoom out, which lessen the amount of frames you have working with, which can kind of, if you're making a really long video, which you can do on this program, it can handle it as long as your RAM can handle it. You can separate things to make it so that you don't like it. You can also use this little guy down here to lengthen it as much as you want. So even though I'm having a 13-second video, I can make as many frames as I want here, and that can be really important. Now, the thing I was kind of talking about before, the animations. Alright? I can have a nice little fade in for my video, and you can change however that works. See? There's all my different transitions that you can do here. Aren't you? Here, I'm going to change the volume here real quick so you don't have to sit and listen to that every time. Okay, so, but these are the different transitions, and you can change it from short to fast. Get it? I like the simple fade-ins and outs. That makes me kind of happy. Visual effects can be kind of cool. That changes, see? So if you want to do funky things with your video, you actually have a lot of options here. You can make a black and white one really easy. Alright, project. This part basically allows you to mess with your audio however you see fit, with your music and your video and your narration. So let's go ahead and put a little bit more music back on here. See, and I can still kind of adjust the video to accommodate for the music, but that'll just shorten your video. It won't lengthen it. And I only have a 13-second video, so it's only going to play 13 seconds of the movie. Okay. See how there's no fit to music option here now? Alright, so I can emphasize narration, which I can just make more narration then to do that. But basically, it'll add that third layer, and then it'll make that louder. And this is just to kind of be automatic for you. It's not required. And then emphasize the video. That'll make the video's audio a little bit louder. And emphasize the music. That'll make the music's audio a little bit louder. So if you have a situation where you don't really feel like doing it all on your own, and you want to kind of figure out, you just want to make the video a little bit louder than the music and kind of go from there, no problem, man. Just do it that way. Just hit emphasize music and you're good. Alright, view. That just allows you to view, like, change the way you're viewing the timeline. This shows you the way the music is affecting my audio. This just shows me, quite simply, what audio is playing. Preview full screen, where we are now previewing the full screen. And we're going back to it. This can change the video speed. If you want the video to just be really freaking fast, see, you can just do it from there. And this is the other thing that I really want to show you. Crap. So, this is the other thing that I think is really cool. When you're using different videos here, so we're just going to go ahead and throw that in there as well. So I have 2 different videos in here now, right? I can take an old video and I can adjust it by hand, and I can split it right there. Alright, so now I split one video into 2. But if I don't like this chunk, like I decided that that was awful, boom, it's gone. And you can do that same thing there, where if you're willing, you can adjust your video volume to fade in. And then you can add animations to transition your way into like the next thing that we're talking about with the video. Get it? And I actually think that that's really cool. See? There's my little adjuster. And it helps your video start to look really clean then. And you can do things like the trim tool, which just basically, it lets you shrink a video. So if there's parts that you want to just straight up cut out, you need to use the split tool. Then if you like the middle of your video, but you don't like the beginning or the end, you have to use the trim tool. So you set the start point. Oh, you set this, my bad. You set the start point right here, and then you can set the end point right here, and then you save the trim, and boom, your video's just shorter now. And you can adjust that however you want. It really allows you to actually get the kind of editing that you want to get. Okay, I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to cover. There. See if I can't. Oop, hello. I might still be adjusting this part a little bit. Don't judge me. And I know there's a way to like shortcut how to make that faster, but I haven't been able to do that yet. But hey, I think I'm making leaps and bounds here. There was one last thing that I forgot to show you. Come here. When you're done making your video, you need to make sure to save it. So you just go to Home and then click Save Movie, and then you can change the name, and it'll want to load it in MP4, but I've preferably do it in WMV because that's a little bit more YouTube friendly. But MP4 is fine, whatever your preference is. You can't load it on anything else other than MP4 and WMV, so if you want something like AVI, then you're going to need to find some sort of transition software. Alright, and then you can just upload it, put it on DVDs, you can do whatever you want with it. I really like it. Alright guys, hope you had a good time. Hope it was some useful information. Have a good night.